And good morning. Somehow or another, the weekend is over once again, and here we go, the last week of April. Glad you made it in. As we begin this Monday morning, it's 67. We'll reach 85. Now, I warn you, an umbrella is in need. As we glance over at radar this morning, this is what is on the way today. Here we go. Rain already at Shreveport, Tyler, Texas, making its way northeasterly. And yes, we will get this rain today. We do have some fog as you see this as you're waking up right here. This is going to be in the west side of Lauderdale County, eastern Newton County, and most of Clark County covered in fog this morning. Got a little bit there in Jasper as well. If you're traveling 59, it's going to be thick all the way into Marion. So be careful. A little bit showing up there on the edge of Alabama. As you look over here at our friends this way, if you're headed due east to Meridian, look at this. It is thick. Be careful is the best advice I can tell you. Selma, Alabama, so thick you can probably barely see your hand in front of you this morning. But all of our communities here in the local area have a little bit south of Meridian. As you look at this, we zoom in on this, and this will be basically from I-20 south this morning here. Kind of follows around right here. Starts over at the Veterans Cemetery, cuts due east toward Meridian, going up toward Lazy Acres, and look at all this. Southeastern Newton County covered in this fog this morning. All the way out here, and this is going to be over toward Long Creek Ball Field. Yeah, all the way down here, even down to the Snell Volunteer Fire Department. Got their share of the fog this morning. So with that being said, be careful. No matter where you're going, how you're doing it, we want you to be extremely cautious as to how you head out. That's the best advice I can give. Now, as we begin this day, there's, without a shadow of a doubt, sadness in our community as we did lose a life over the weekend. A fire claimed the life of someone at Skyland Drive. We pass along our condolences to the family of this gentleman that lost his life. Our hearts, our prayers go out to them. This is never safe. Safe is not the word. Is never good. That's what I'm trying to think of. It's horrible. As we move forward, we had another fire this weekend, and let's go over and take a look at this. This was a structure fire at State Boulevard Extension, and I cannot tell you how many times the fire department will call back to this as we pull this up. This was a fire there right in front of the Church of the Way. The family has lost absolutely everything that they have. Now, here's how you can help. We put this out as to what the family needs. Now, we have to say kudos. We'll talk more about this morning as Candace comes in, of what West Lauderdale Elementary is doing. The principal, again, they're so nice of them. We'll talk to them. But if you would like to help, donate anything, you can drop donations off at Al's Garden and Gift. Again, that's located at 9803 State Boulevard Extension, or the Jeweler's Bench. If you want to drop off a gift card, if you want to give cash, or if you've got clothes item. They've got several kids, a 10-year-old boy, two 10-year-old boys, an 8-year-old girl, a 19-year-old boy, 2 females, and a male. These are the sizes. You can find this on our webpage at sammedia.network. Join it right there on the Scotty Ray Report, or you can see it on our Facebook page. We've got it in several locations where you can find all of this. But they need your help, and that's what we do as a community. It was a fire that just kept coming back and back. We pass along our sincere condolences to them lose everything. That's an awful thing. And as we look at this, the principal of West Lauderdale Elementary, Elliot Brewer, is offering something for the kids this week to raise money. You can read all of this, and we'll go into all the details of this coming up this morning at 8 o'clock as we kick off the morning show. But there are numerous ways that you can help this family. And if you've ever known anyone or been in that situation yourself, you know how horrible this can be. As daylight broke this morning, yet again, we had our third structure fire of the weekend. This family, I don't know who lives in the home at this point, or if kids are involved, I don't know that yet. All I do know is that we have lost another home to a structure fire. And this would be out in the southeast community. If you'll go here and take a look, here's Southeast High School. It's due south of there. This is going to be on Bunk Newell Road, the 1800 block there. A mobile home caught fire this morning, totally engulfed as firefighters arrived this morning. So they're going to be needing help. And if you live in that community, know who it is or the sizes of what they need, please inbox me so we can get this posted and help that family also. These are times of need when all of us have to come together and help one another. And we certainly hope that you'll pitch in some way, some shape, form, or way and help. Because you never know, it could be you as well that needs a helping hand. So, again, we pass along condolences to one family that lost a life this weekend, and two others that their lives and possessions have been taken from them in fires. Fires are just, they happen. God bless them, unexpectedly. Insurance cannot replace everything you have. Now, as we look at this morning, as we move on to our next story, overnight, pretty calm in our area as we go to subjects that happened around here. We did have one report of gunfire that was in the 37th Avenue, 20th Street area. To my knowledge, as of right now, I don't know of anything struck, but as daylight or injuries, as daylight breaks, sometimes you find out a little bit different as news stories break. Take this, for instance. I reported on Saturday that there was shots fired 20th Street, 20th Avenue area. I didn't get a report right off, but as it turns out, yes, there was a little damage. As we go back to sammedia.network, an Xfinity van, or you want to call it a Comcast van, was struck by gunfire on Saturday afternoon. Now, fortunately, and how this happens, who knows? But as we see here, the van was struck as the employee was driving down the road. He was not injured or not hurt. What a miracle. The van was struck in the back and the rear panels of the van. There were 4 holes. As I spoke with the police, it's possibility that one of the holes was where one entered and one exited. But regardless, whether you've got 3 or 4 holes, it really doesn't matter, does it? You were shot at going down the road. Now, it possibly, witnesses in the area said it could have involved a red Kia Soul and a gray sedan. They may have been shooting at each other. These are our streets. This is our town, and we need to put an end to this. I think most would agree with me in this. It's a sad day that we even have to bring this up in headlines, isn't it? It is. But as we move forward, we try to stop these things. I don't know much more to say of that. Whatever you see, call the police immediately and report it so they can get on this and make arrests when they see things like this going on. Take a picture, have somebody in the car where you snap a picture, write down if you see a tag number, turn it in. Sometimes it helps solve crimes, sometimes even murders. As we turn to our next subject, I've known this family a long time in our area, and this is coming up before long. This is going to be on April the 30th as we pull this. A benefit is going to be held for David Shelton. It's going to be held on April 30th, and as you read into this, they're going to be having a cooking for David. He was diagnosed with a brain tumor 6 years ago. At that time, was not anything to it. It was not growing. It was kind of contained. However, over the last few months, he's been diagnosed with a malignant brain tumor, and it has grown. He's battling this as they get treatment and going back and forth to Jackson. Expenses, as we all know how this happens there. They got a raffle going on for him, and also they're going to be selling plates coming up at 11 o'clock, 1 p.m. on the 30th. It's going to be at the Sign Doctor there in Marion. If you can help out, get a plate, anything like that, it would be greatly appreciated from the family to help those that need help during their times. So that's one thing that's going on. Also, May the 7th is coming. Y'all up to date on this? Collinsville Day is right around the corner, and here it is. It's going to be a lot going on. May the 7th, it will kick off that morning at 9 a.m. and run until 4. Hope you can make it out to that. It'll be a large time by everyone. I'm sure you'll enjoy yourself there. Went last year, enjoyed it. Lots to see. You'll always bump into an old friend that you haven't seen in quite some time. A big thank you to everybody that came out to the Spring Extravaganza show. Becky and all the gang put this on in the old Office Max building. As we go here to take a look at Facebook, here's a few of the pictures of everybody that showed up. It was fun. A lot of things to do. Even got to see Mike Kane. I hadn't seen Mike in years. One of my old friends there. Him and his wife were there. Had a booth there. A lot of people come out. Again, that was at the old Office Max building. And they'll have another show coming up this fall. I think it will be out at the Ag Center as they bring in the fall and get you ready for Christmas. But Becky always does a wonderful job with that. And glad she took part of that. As we begin here, boy, we sure have gotten in a lot of great pictures lately. I wanted to scroll down and show you one of these. If you've got a sunset that you'd like to do or an early morning rise, we go here. This was sent in This was in Kemper County. Y'all look how beautiful this is. Isn't that gorgeous? Sunset there. Big thank you to Crystal Mitchell sending that in. You can inbox me or email it at ScottyRay1969 at AOL.com. However you want to get it to us, we'd love to share your picture. It's, how was it that Brad Paisley put it? Little moments. It is. And sometimes we get to capture those moments. Something you get to remember from now on. But again, we've gotten a lot of those, and y'all just outdo me. I can't take pictures as good as that. I had another one that popped up that I wanted to show here. Here's one that was out at Dalewood. Here's a shot. And I haven't figured out how some of those pictures are bigger than the others. They come in big, and then they shrink almost. Anyway, those there. But if you've got a picture of any sort, I would love to hear from you as well. As we look around, let's see what else is going on. We talked about the van being shot. We talked about David, Collinsville Day. As we look around the state of Mississippi, San Antonio, this is in the state of Mississippi, they're looking for a hit and run that happened on Friday night. Somebody was hit. An elderly pedestrian was struck by an unknown vehicle right around 11 o'clock. They were hit. Person didn't stop, kept going. We certainly hope everything turns out on that, but it was a fatality. That's just horrible for something like that. It happened right here in our own state. San Antonio is where that went on. As we go to Jackson, Mississippi, I shake my head. Crime has just, the next 2 or 3 stories here deal with Jackson, Mississippi. It's just on and on. Jackson police this morning investigating a shooting that occurred at Mill Street and Ament Street Friday night. 2 people dead. Now, I've got to go back and dig up just where we are in numbers, but we're already into the 40s, I think, on this. A 15-year-old killed in Jackson over the weekend. He was shot by another 15-year-old. This list goes on and on. Here's another story here. As a man slept in his car, taking a nap as you're waiting on someone, that does happen occasionally. We all have done it. He was shot in the head. I just, Jackson puzzles me. He was sitting in his car. Another man in Jackson, as 2 of them got in an argument over scrap metal, shot the other one. That's Jackson, Mississippi we're talking about. There's other things that go on in our state, I know. But boy, Jackson is some kind of a mess when it comes to crime these days. As we look at a few of the headlines across the nation this morning, we wake up to find that Ukrainian missiles have struck several Russian oil fields that were supplying fuel to the troops. That'll put an end to things when you can't supply your troops with fuel to keep going, won't it? Now, I hope this ever happens to anybody, but thank heavens. And this is probably 98% of us, including me, don't do this. Have you ever thought about keeping some canned foods in your car? Probably be wise. You hear about this all the time, of being trapped in your car and you don't have anything. But a California woman who was 52 years old was trapped in a car for 6 days because of snow. And of course, we don't have snow here. It's other things that happen. But you can be trapped in your car, run off the road, nobody see you. She had 6 things of yogurt. That's what kept her alive over those 6 days. Never would hurt to have yourself a couple of cans of potted meat and some Viennese sausages somewhere in your car. Just saying, it could save your life on down the road. What do you call that, an emergency food pack? Just a thought. Never know when you get stranded off somewhere and just not have anything. You hear about this. People are trapped in weather on interstates. Never know when it could happen to you. Here is a big change nationwide as we look at headlines this morning, because when this first broke, they were, the board voted on this and we're not doing it. We wouldn't sell Twitter. It's getting closer as we look at Elon Musk. I said that wrong, didn't I? Elon may be purchasing that this week. He's offered a big sum of money. Some of the big investors think they've talked everybody into letting him do this. Now, he has said it will be back open to everyone. Big change for Twitter if this happens, to where you wouldn't be so censored in what you type. Well, watch this as this unfolds this week. That would be huge. The richest man in the world buying Twitter. Can you imagine? Well, look at that. That's a few of the headlines from around the nation this morning as you're waking up, a few from our local area. And if you've got a story, we'd love to hear from you that we could share. Let everyone else know. That's what we do here. There's an accident, we try to get it out. There's a fire, we try to let you know. Areas to avoid and those that need help in our area. Whatever the case is, we're here to pass along that information. Hopefully it's helpful to a lot of people. Coming up, we're going to take a closer look at your weather. Find out how wet it's going to be today. All of that's right around the corner. Don't rush off. We'll be back with that forecast in just a moment.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As it is Monday right now, 67. Let's go back to radar, and then we'll get into the forecast of what is expected. I highly suggest you put a raincoat, an umbrella in your car because you're going to need it before the day is out. As we see that, oh boy, the fog has gotten thicker since the last time we looked at it. Let's pull up radar where you can see what I'm seeing here. We'll go back to the fog here in just a moment. But look at this rain that is coming. Now, there's a 60% chance that you'll get wet at some point today. We're not expected to have anything major severe today. Let's take a look at that, the outlook. Now, as we look at this, this is a what you would call a level 1 across our area. So you're most likely going to see some thunderstorm activity before the afternoon is out. I don't want you to be shocked and go, well, Scotty Ray didn't say it. Yes, it's coming. You're going to get wet. Be aware of that. But this is just a level 1, which means it could be some heavy downpours with this. We don't expect anything else with it. It is Mother Nature, though, as we all know that sometimes it has its own way of thinking, doesn't it? As we look at this, we are got heavy, heavy showers back over here at Shreveport. Look at this. If you're going to be traveling 20 today out of Meridian, you've got to go west. Be careful. You're going to encounter a lot of rain. And as we all know, I-20 holds that water in those lanes. It just can't help it. It's traveled too much. It cups in areas and will hold water. This will be making its way to us here in just a little bit. We'll do the breakdown of the forecast of what we think here in a moment. But as we go back to radar on a local level, allow yourself a few minutes extra this morning as you're headed out because it is thick fog. As you see this gold area, that's thicker. We got fog all up through here, but boy, it sure is thick here. Let's turn on our location so we can see the extent of just how far this stuff goes. As we go into radar, we will show you that this is going to go up Highway 19 past the Sicalina Volunteer Fire Department, make it almost all the way to Collinsville. Now, this area across the reservoir, if you've got to go that way toward the schools, keep in mind, school buses are going to be rolling here in a little while. We want you to be extremely careful. All the way out here to northeast, all along where the park is, across from Marion, Lamar School, almost all the way to Russell this morning. Got fog in those areas. Downtown Meridian has it all the way out to the Boy Scouts. Just getting shy of out at Wyandotte. It's going to creep across Wyandotte here in a moment. But we look at our thicker area, and boy, this sure is thick. As we look at chunky, these areas, look at that. You follow this along I-20. You get here just east of Hickory. Now, there's fog there, but you get back in here around Chunky, all down here by Stuckey's Bridge, Dunn's Falls, Clarkdale. Y'all have got it thick in those areas there as we travel south into Clark County. And most of Clark County is thick downtown. You might not even be able to see the railroad tracks or the courthouse this morning. It's thick. Be careful. This is going to go on past Shabuda and into Wayne County. Not quite making it to Waynesboro. We've got a lot. We look at our friends over here on the edge of Alabama, Gilbertown. As you go toward Butler, and as it updates there, Butler, you've got it now. Up Highway 17, we all know that's two-lane road. Of course, coming out of 19 and headed into Butler, be careful. Again, there will be a lot of school buses on the road this morning. We want you to be extremely careful as we watch all of this. So there you go. That's what we've got on that. Let's get into the weather forecast now and do a breakdown of what we expect today and the highs and lows and everything that's involved with the weather.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As always, we check our record highs and record lows. It was 1957, as you might have owned yourself a brand new Chevrolet. Hope you still got it. High of 87 back in 57. Our record low was set a long time ago. 1910, it was a low of 32 degrees set on this date. As we look at the forecast today, you'll see that over by Vicksburg and Jackson is going to get a lot worse rain than we are. Heavy, heavy showers there, but it makes it all the way to the downtown area past the airport. We will get rain today. Be ready for that. 85 for high Meridian, numerous showers. 84 up toward Columbus and through the Winston County area, all the way up to Stark Vegas. As we look south, Hattiesburg, pretty much a high for the state at this point that we see in our area of east central Mississippi, about 85 today. Even over to Vicksburg where the rain will be moving in. It'll dip a little bit tomorrow. Let's look at our friends in Alabama. Afternoon showers are headed for y'all. If you live over there, as it makes its way across Mississippi, it is coming your way as well. 84 there in Demopolis. We'll hit about 84 also. Livingston, Alabama, as you go up 17 through Boyd, Alabama, and make it to Geiger, ML. About 84 as well through those areas. Y'all keep that in mind. A lot of tractors roll through there as well. We look at our temperatures for the next 6 to 10 days, and the warmer weather is coming. We'll have a little dip in the temperature with the rain coming, but as we see here, above average temperatures en route for us. Now let's look at that 7-day forecast. Here's what we have and what we have to expect over the next few days. 85 is our high for today. Nice and warm there. A 60% chance of showers. You're going to get some slight chances this morning, but thunderstorms between 1 and 4, and then showers likely in a thunderstorm after 4 o'clock. We'll have periods of sunshine, a high of 85 in between these rain showers. By tonight, 60% chance of rain will come through, low around 60. By tomorrow, it decreases to a 40% chance of rain, but look at the difference. A 15-degree dip in between today and tomorrow due to that rain there. We'll get down to 46 tonight. Brr. Be a little nip in the morning when we wake up. We got sunshine returning tomorrow as the rain goes away. Maybe one day you'll be able to cut your grass without spinning and rutting up your yard. We hope so. As we look at Wednesday, a high of 75, low around 46. By Thursday, we're at 81, a low around 53. As we get toward the weekend, look at this. Couldn't get better. 86, 87. Slight chance there on Sunday, a 30% chance of showers. Let's go ahead and look another week into May as we make it all the way through May the 9th, and we're going to hold steady in the 80s, whether it's 84 to high of about 87, 88. So the weather is starting to look good. It'll be like summertime before you know it there. But nice weather. I like the below 90 temperatures. I wish we could hold that all summer long, don't you? Most likely won't happen. Let's look at our fishing report today, brought to you by Chet's Paint and Body. Our first major time will be this morning. If you get a chance to slip off and go to a fishing hole, well, 9:14 is when it will start, around 9 a.m. till lunch. The wind's going to be light and variable, wind becoming south-southwest at 5 to 15 miles an hour. Let's look at that fishing report as we go today. One last thing I want to mention, I want to make sure I word this correctly. Let me scroll down here and show you the picture because I typed it out about who is closed and who's not. Now, if you are scheduled for court today, you got to go. There's just no way around it. All of Lauderdale County offices will be open, but we look at this. The state offices will be closed today to celebrate Confederate Memorial Day. So if the state agency, it will be closed. If it is a county agency, it will most likely be open. The county took their day on Good Friday instead of using today. State agencies probably got both. But again, court is scheduled. Do not forget that, because they'll come get you. I've seen it happen. You don't show up, they issue a warrant for your arrest and come get you. Now, you can try to come up with your best excuse to get out, but normally they don't happen. Even the thing of I'm the only one that provides for my family, the judge usually turns a blind eye to that, and you got to sit there anyway. So do your civic duty. Do what you got to do. I've been there myself. Oh, boy. That's the headlines from this morning. Hopefully they were helpful. We'll pass along. We'll be here throughout the day to tell you that. As we get ready for Candace to join us, we're coming back live in 1 hour from now. We'll give you the headlines. We'll go deeper into what's going on in our community and nationwide to give you the absolute latest. I hope you'll return and be with us as we do that. Big thank you to everybody. We're seeing Shannon Hurst watching us from Russell. I forgot to mention a few folks, didn't I? Kathy Spence joins us from Decatur. Glad to see you. Denise Fulton, how are you? Almost said your name wrong, girl. Margie Lancaster's Denise Covington from Lynn Haven, Florida. Wow, that's a ways off this morning. Georgia Walker, how are you today? Georgia Carroll, glad to see you. Sandy White is up. She's got her makeup on, she says, today. LaWanda Grantham, tongue-tied today, Art. Hope you're doing good there. Lots of folks joining us at the house community. Anita Humphreys, glad to see you there from Hickory. Linda Cord, the list goes on and on with all of these folks. So good to see y'all up in Adam today. Lori Mee, how are you there? As we see Charlotte Gray joining us from Philadelphia. Glad to see you there. Again, 67 as we begin our day. Fog. It's thick outside in some areas. We want you to drive slower and leave home a little bit earlier as we wait for thunderstorms and a high of 85. We'll be back in just a tad over an hour to go live with the morning show. Join us. Be a part of one of the biggest and biggest shows around. It's all because of you, and a big thank you to each and every one of you. We'll see you soon with Scotty Ray and Candace.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: